I can hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm at my son's football
You're
practice
good.
today. Let me check
You're
the
good. I can hear
door.
you.
Okay. So I've been talking to this. Well, we knew each other way back when. He ended up getting married. I had 3 kids with my son's father. We recently had linked, like caught each other, like out, and he was getting ready to go through a separation. I was kind of parting my ways with my son's father, and so we kind of started talking, and like more things happening. Like my son's father passed away from heart failure, and he was still going through his divorce. It recently just got finalized, but I was like, her moving out, like we went through all those things, you know what I mean? While talking, and I think just a year ago, it finally kind of got started getting serious, like a year and a half, and but I was going, okay, I was being a little nosy yesterday, and I seen like on his hidden pictures, it was a lot of pictures that she sent him, naked pictures, her playing with toys, and even one porno. So I'm like, I don't want to come off like really aggressive, and I don't even want to make. I mean, I really do think we are going somewhere. And I do feel it, but I don't want to sit up here and be like, "Oh, you gotta delete those now," and then it'd be like, "Okay, now." I mean, if you really want to keep them, I'm not gonna hold you to it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I just am not about to sit up here while you still have old rebellion over it with another girl. You know what I mean? So, how should I address that? Like, or should I just not? I mean, like, I don't know, because how would he feel if I still had stuff like that? You know what I mean? I don't.
Right. Right. Okay. So how long are y'all like officially dating, or is this a relationship? Or y'all just kind of talking?
In the same house.
Say,
Yeah.
say that again.
We have a house around the corner from each other, but
Okay.
he pretty much comes to my house every day. Like, he doesn't go home. He dang near rents his house out to his dad's. Let me try to put my glasses on. My help. So it's hot in here. He rents it out to his girlfriend, ex girlfriend. So he doesn't even really come to his house anymore.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
How long have y'all been dealing with one another?
How long have we been dealing with each other? So I would say about 2 years, but we were still going through a lot of things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was still going through a separation. I was still, like, dealing with the loss of my son's father. You know what I mean? So it's like, but we officially like started moving in, I would say like a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? So
And y'all aren't in an
it's
official relationship?
official relationship. I mean, we go to each other's families, events, everything. You know what I mean?
But are y'all boyfriend and girlfriend? Is this an official relationship?
Official. Yeah, we call each other boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How long y'all been official?
I would say like a year and a half. Like, we've been going on trips. We went to Carnival Cruise. You know what I mean? We went to Cancun.
Nice.
We just came back with the kids from Mexico. We took them on a trip, got them passports
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you with your son's father when he passed, or were y'all already kind of like split up?
We were separated, but we were still living together.
Okay. Okay. How soon after his passing did you and this guy connect?
But we were already connected before that, you know.
How long were you
So
and your son's father like separated?
probably a year before, like a year. So it's been like, basically he passed in 2025. Me and him were talking like since 2024. But officially, like, kind of be making it serious, you know what I mean? So, and
And was
he just got divorced probably 7 months ago.
okay. How long was he separated before he got divorced?
Probably a year and a half as well. And then she moved out, and then that's when he had the house to himself. So that's when I kind of made it official.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you, how did you
Online.
know? How did you know these things were his phone?
I did it. I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing.
Okay. So you went through his phone.
I did.
Why'd you go through his phone?
Because I think it did come up in conversation. If he had any kind of, because I mean, I understand like he has old pictures. He was in a relationship for over 11 years. I was in my relationship I have an 18-year-old son with my son's past father, so we have pictures. You know what I mean? So I understand like a family picture or something like that. But I'm saying like anything serious, like, you know what I mean, any kind of provocative things, they don't need to be in there. So I don't know. My curiosity kind of, I guess, got the best of me.
What made you curious?
To see if he actually was wanting to be serious to get to the next level, to be like, because other than that, if you were really talking to somebody and wanted to go somewhere with somebody, you wouldn't still have the old things in your phone to like move on if you really like somebody. You know what I mean?
We're not getting to the heart of it. What made you go through the phone? Because y'all already in a relationship and he spends all day at your house. So what made you're seeing signs of going to the next level. So what made you go through the phone?
Well, I wasn't necessarily going to look at messages. I just wanted to see if he had made it to deleting pictures that I probably knew that were in his phone.
That's not really what people go through phones for. They typically start with the messages. Why'd you start with the pictures?
No, I don't think he's cheating. I definitely don't think he's cheating.
Okay.
I just feel like I don't want those pictures in his phone.
Why?
So I don't want it to start a big conversation. I mean, I don't want it to be an argument. I mean, but if he argues about keeping them, then I don't think that it's time to get any further into a serious relationship with him.
Okay, but why don't you want, what do the pictures represent to you?
You're holding on to past. I mean, I understand memories. I get that, but you're like, when you're looking at things like that, it's a whole different. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different.
Just because somebody has pictures in their phone don't mean they're actually looking at it. You went through the phone and saw pictures. You don't really know if he's actively looking at the pictures. It's still not clear to me why you went through the phone looking at pictures, though. That's not something that I hear on this live that people typically do.
Oh, so I think people often do that. Like, people definitely go through people's phones to see, like, what pictures they have. It's a real thing. Like, definitely people have been on TikTok.
No, I know people do it, but typically there's a reason why somebody goes through a phone. Like, you're not describing the reason why you went through it. So he wasn't doing anything to make you think that he wasn't invested, and you proactively went through the phone. So I'm still trying to understand, and I'm doing this for a reason, right? Like, I'm trying to solve this problem for you. But first, I got to see what was motivating you to go through the phone.
Yeah.
So, for example, there are some people who've been cheated on a lot. So even though the person they're currently with isn't doing anything, they've been cheated on so much that they kind of assume it's going to happen, right? So that's a reason to go through the phone. You've been with him for 2 years and you ain't went through that phone. So how were you with someone for 2 years and just now you went through the phone?
Okay, so I didn't go in with intentions thinking that he was cheating. I didn't go in thinking that something was up. I'm thinking like, okay, if I'm really about to I'm invested now. My time with this person, I feel a little bit invested. So I'm like, okay, to go to the next stage, I'm looking at, is he ready to, like, okay, are you going to propose? Am I just wasting my time? Like, you know what I mean? Because at this point, those things shouldn't be in your phone. If you're really trying to pursue a woman, regardless, you need to take your time. And if you do need time to get rid of or evade or get rid of these things, then that's what you need to do. But I'm not gonna, like, those things do not need to be for you to go back and reminisce on. I know if it's a picture of you holding your son with her and whatever that, y'all baby pictures holding, but everything like that, all those naked twerking at, like, we don't need that. So I'm saying, like, okay, we did to come up. I mean, I know you came out of a long relationship, so I know there's going to be something in there. I want to see if you took initiative to try to get rid of these things so that we can proceed with our relationship.
Okay. I get your thought process. So you're wanting to be married.
I mean, there would be no point other than me talking to him.
No, there's people who will seek companionship, right?
Yeah.
So there's a reason why you will be talking to him. So yes, you want to be married. Okay. So you went through his phone. I still don't think we've gotten to the heart of that, but I'll go with it. So you went through his phone, you saw pictures. How old are the pictures or videos?
They're different frames.
Okay.
They're different time frames. But I'm saying, if I should approach him, am I asking him, hey, are you planning on keeping these, or do you want to get rid of them? Are you getting rid of them? Like, because I really, we both have each other's passcodes, so there's nothing hidden. You know what I mean? Like, he has the password to my phone, I have the password to his, but
Right.
it's like
Right.
I just don't like.
I hear you, but there's a big
Right,
there,
and that's another thing because like what we went through, like his divorce, my passing of my son, it was all like. I'm sorry, being in the car. I should have been in the house, but
you're good. You're good.
I just I know it's fresh. Everything, like, I know I still deal with my emotions from him passing. Like, everything. I still have 3 kids that I have to raise. I have an 18, a 12, and a 6. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I still, every day. You know what I mean? It's hard.
I
And then
think
know,
I think that's the heart of the issue. That's the heart of the issue. The heart of the issue is both of y'all moved on too fast and you're each other's rebound. You
no,
know
I
how,
think,
hold on. You know, hold on one second, love. You know how you still feel about your son's father passing, and now you want verification if he still has strong feelings about his ex, right? So that's why we're looking through the pictures. But this is really a problem that is birthed from y'all moving on too fast with one another. People need time to integrate the experience. You said he was with his woman for over a decade and then almost immediately got with you. Those typically aren't good situations. You moved on from a person that you were still actively living with. I know that you're separated from that person, but if you're still living with them, you ain't really separated. Even if y'all are in separate rooms, there still is a feeling of normalcy in that situation because y'all are still living in the same spot. And not only did y'all break up, he passed. That's a big thing, right? You got to deal with your grief. You got to deal with your child's grief. I know you still had love for him. You got that residual love still in you. So a part of you was like, well, do you have residual love for that woman? Let me see. Where are the pictures at, right? That's the heart of the issue. It's not whether or not he has pictures in his phone. It is that you're projecting your feelings onto him, thinking that he still is emotionally connected to the woman that he left. Which, to answer the question, is yes. You don't be with someone that long. I was in an 8-year-long relationship. It took me 2 years to fully process that.
yeah.
2 full years. So I can guarantee he ain't over that situation. Because when you start dealing with another person, you distract yourself from the process you would need to engage in order to get over the person.
Yeah.
So you're using another person to regulate yourself, meaning you're using another person to make you feel good. He's serving the function for you to help you bypass grief.
Yeah.
So he makes you feel good, right? Now, that's the core of the issue. I'm not telling you to end things with him. I'm just giving you clarity over the situation, all right? As far, go ahead.
I definitely knew, but it was like, it was in the mist, but I think it was like, I was telling him that I wasn't going to date until she was moved out and you were short, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then that happened, and then all that, well, along with my son passed. But then, I mean, I think I did take time apart, but I think that he didn't want to let me go too far because he didn't, I'm sorry.
You're good.
He didn't want to, like, lose the connection with me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
But I definitely had to take my time apart. I had a lot going on, you know what I mean?
Right.
In the him passing, I had to move and everything. But him being a friend and being there, but I think that, like, he was really trying to be persistent. But I'm like, I don't think, men hide their feelings sometimes better than females. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think that, like, I was telling him, like, I think you need time too. You just got out of a divorce, and I know you wanted to be, and you guys tried for a long time, but still, it's like a lot going on. So I guess, the core would kind of be that.
Okay, so that's the core of the issue. That's why I was asking you so many questions about it. With that being said, you're in a tough situation. You're in a tough situation because him having those pictures or videos could mean that he's actively looking at it. It could represent some past connection, or it cannot mean anything. You just don't know, right? So there are people who have stuff in their phone just because it was something that was sent one time and they saved it at the moment. Now not even thinking about it no more. I could tell you that from personal experience.
Yeah.
Right? So, but the issue is, in order for you to even bring up this point, you got to admit that you went through his phone.
Yeah.
Some people don't play that.
Yeah.
Some people don't play that. Because it's like, you going through his phone is worse than him having media in his phone that he may or may not care about from a past relationship. It's not like he has media from a person who he's actively talking to right now. This is something that happened before you, right? So he can play that card, and now you're the one who's just fully in the wrong because you went through his phone unprompted,
Yeah.
right? So if it's really that important to you, you can bring it up. But it still doesn't solve the core issue, which is y'all have not fully emotionally processed the situations that y'all have left, which is going to make your current connection a bit messy because you don't know if the person, if both parties here are actually dealing with each other because they have genuine desire, or are you serving the function just to make them feel better for now?
Exactly. Was that a question? I'm sorry, can you run it back?
That wasn't a question. That was just a statement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. But I mean, I don't think I have to play it like I was trying to be sneaky because even if like we take a lot of pictures together and stuff like that, but that particular place was hidden, so I had to use his password to get into it. But yeah, definitely. He knows I've been not upset, but I'm kind of distant today. So I think that is something that's gonna probably end up coming up today.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, keep me posted on how it goes, love. I hope it works out for you. All right.
Look at that.
All right. Take care. All right. That was a good call. Got to get to the root of that stuff, bro. Get to the root. Huh? Another coach would have focused on just what she called in for without even investigating. How did we even get here? Isn't that just a spank bank? I mean, you can make that argument. I get her perspective on it, but a lot of times some women take things to they overemphasize how significant it is to the man, right? Like you take like liking pictures on social media. I think it's goofy. I tell guys not to do it all the time. But if you watch a guy actively doing it, you would see he don't really care that much typically, generally speaking. But some women are like, is this your type? She doesn't look nothing like me. This is who you really want, huh? It's like, well, no, not necessarily. Maybe, right? Sometimes that's the case. But, whoa, how we get here? I just liked a photo. I saw a fat old ass and my thumb is trained to like it. Have years of just conditioning. Decades of conditioning. You see a fat ass, you double tap. You just double tap that shit and keep it moving. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough conversation. That's gonna be a tough conversation. I'm real big on not snooping because if somebody is moving foul, their behavior will betray them. It's only a matter of time. But when you go snooping, no one's ever gone through a phone and they were like, I'm very glad I did that. I feel so much better now that I went through that person's phone. No one, like, it's just always a bad day after that. It's always a bad day after that. Even if they're not doing anything, you'll find something that will create more questions in your head and your day is still ruined. So, like maybe they're talking to a friend and they're joking about something. Maybe they're joking about you or something like that. It ain't even that serious, they're just joking. You're like, oh, how could you say that? How could you? But Jordan, I would bet that before you went through the phone, you probably already felt like he was cheating. Right? So if you feel like that, just go ahead and dip out. Because what you want to look for is behavioral change. Like your subconscious will betray you. People do foul things, assuming they're not a psychopath. They tend to betray themselves through their behavior. Example, they used to just leave their phone laying around. Now, magically, they shove it up their ass and they take a shower, right? Change behavior. They weren't doing that before. Why are they doing it now? They always betray themselves with their behavior. Okay? So if you're looking for confirmation for something that you already feel, okay, fair enough. But I certainly wouldn't go snooping out of curiosity. Mm-mm. You're a masochist if you're doing that. You're asking for it. All right, who we got next? Who do we have next? Hello? Hello? You tell she got a sexy ass walk too. I can imagine. You hear the steps? I already see the switch. All right. Well, she didn't mean to come up. Let's keep it moving. Hello.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Chilling, man. What's up with you?
Yeah, not much, man. I just want to come on here because I saw your live, and I just want a different perspective.
Uh-huh.
So, just for context, I'm 27 years old, and I've been talking to this chick. She's 34. It's been going really great, like very good, right? Just mind you as well, I'm a single dude, no kids, nothing, right?
Right.
And then yesterday, she told me that she's a single mom of a 9-year-old girl.
Okay.
And now, oh, man, I'm in a pickle, bro. It was like, it was going so good. And I was telling my friends that, she told me she's a single mom. And they're telling me that, if you're a single dude, it's not worth it. But, I just want to come on here and get your perspective, man, if I should keep pursuing or if I should, just, stop it.
How'd you meet her?
I met her through work. So we work, I do security on the weekends, right? And she does it as well. So we work a lot together and obviously the vibes are there and it was going so good. Flirting, everything, we've been out 2 times, but she told me yesterday that, yeah, she's a single mom of a 9-year-old girl. And now I'm just in a pickle. I don't know how to feel about this now. Obviously I'm very attracted to her. She's a very good looking woman, very pretty girl. But,
Okay.
just based on me being a single dude, no kids, I don't know what to do.
Gotcha. Okay. How long have you been dating her?
We're coming to officially, a month.
How many times have
So
you gone out with her?
I've been out with her now maybe 6 times.
6 times, and you just learned she had a child?
Yeah, because look, she told me, so just for context, just a month, we said together, we want to make it I want to just see you, but we've been working together for 2 years. You know what I mean? So,
Nah, that's a red flag. That's a big red flag, brother. Her waiting
yeah,
6 days. So she's already not mentioning it at work because she has this flirtatious energy with you. I need you to understand the thinking, right? People tend to just talk about their day. You probably had asked her, how's your day going, right? When
yeah,
you
for
aren't around
sure.
each other. She intentionally did not mention spending time with my daughter. Why? I don't like that.
Yeah,
We're already showcasing that she has a tendency to hide things. It's a very important thing to mention. And it's only being mentioned now because we're moving to more exclusivity territory. So she wanted you to kind of fall for her to a degree before she revealed that information. Not good.
yeah. I mean, man, it just sucks. It was going good, man. But yeah, I guess you're right, man. Just from that being a single mom and I don't know, I'm a single dude, right? I have kids. I've got goals I want to achieve as well. I'm 27. I still got things to do. And do you think that, seeing a chick with a 9-year-old kid, that would definitely, put obstacles in my life as well?
Um, it depends, brother. Like the better question is like, do you feel like you have the capacity to love another person's child? I personally would not advise any man to get with a woman who has kids unless he starts to look at those kids as his kids.
Yeah.
If
See,
you
what?
would never do that, then don't entertain it unless you have kids yourself.
Yeah.
Because having kids
Yeah.
yourself kind of creates that capacity for you to love somebody else if you don't already come with it.
100%. And yeah, like just the fact that you brought that up, like she's like, she obviously intentionally hid that from me,
Mm-hmm.
from like, and now it's, she's got me feeling in like a month of like serious, like now she's put me in a position where I'm like, dude, like what the hell, man? You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I've caught feelings for her
Right.
and all
That
this
was the
stuff,
plan.
and
That
now
was the
she's
strategy.
telling me this.
Yeah, that was the
So
strategy.
yeah, it was premeditated for sure.
Uh-huh.
Like,
And
man, that sucks,
what I'm looking at, I'm not even thinking about like the child. I'm looking at character. So what she's displaying
for
is
sure.
she's willing to hide things from you if it serves her in some way.
Yeah, for sure. Because if she was like completely honest and open, she would have told me from the start,
Hmm.
right?
At
Like
least within
she's
the
a single
first two
mom.
dates.
Oh, for sure. Like, yeah, shit. Like 2 years, bro. Like I had no clue, and now she's bringing it up, and that's why all my friends are like, just dude, just leave it. Like, it's not worth it. And I just needed that confirmation from a dude, expertise like yourself, brother, with a good beard. So
My man.
I just needed that little push, bro, to not pursue it. And you've helped me out, man.
Absolutely, brother. Keep me posting how it goes, all right?
Yeah, for sure. I'll keep you updated. I'll come back.
All right, Chief. You take care.
All right, see you, bro.
All right. Couple of good calls. It's a good night. It's a good night. Hello. I don't like that sound effect, brother. I don't know what you got going on. It was too rhythmic. I don't like that. I might gotta block him. I might gotta block him. My God, I hope it was a ceiling fan. She probably was scared of being rejected. Not intentional. Nah. No, let's use that logic. Danny, would you like to tell your herpes story? He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. But my boy D Money, he's told this story on the live before. He was dating a woman for quite some time who had it. And then once they were entering into a relationship, that's when she admitted it. Now, her motivation was just like what you described. She didn't want to be rejected. I don't give a fuck about that. I can't trust you now. Right? I don't care what your motivation was. Not not wanting to be rejected is not a good reason to hide something that people can be directly impacted by. No. We can't do that. There's no justification for that. Some moms don't like sharing to their comfort. We had to get over that shit because that strategy doesn't work. Mm-mm. I can see her hiding that at work. That's fine. Ain't no problem hiding it at work. You gotta tell nobody anything. But once you start dating somebody, yeah. And that's for men and women. That's not just a woman thing. If that was flipped and it was a woman calling me and a man was doing that, I'd say the same shit. Once you tell men you have a kid, then men will want to use you for sex. I mean, I guess. There's a lot of stepdaddies out here, though, so I don't think it always goes that way. But that still doesn't take away from the point. He said Danny has been tested and is safe. Yeah, Danny's good. Danny's good. You don't have to be comfortable to tell them, but you have to be comfortable to bring them around. Oh yeah, facts. Yeah, don't have just anyone around your kids for sure. For sure. And for people who want to come up, just hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I didn't know how to do this, but I want to call you every night. Because I've had lots of bad relationships, but I'm older. And I've stayed single like for 5 years. Because I was in an abuser relationship. But I could like even stay by myself now, or I could get a better life. But I don't want to like take my past into a next relationship, because I used to tell everybody everything, but that's not really cool. But I was wondering, how much should you tell them?
About your past?
Uh-huh.
So think of it like this. Your inner world is like, it's like an onion. There's layers to it, right?
Yes.
So you reveal more and more layers of yourself as people earn more access to you. And they earn access through being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And also being vulnerable on their end and sharing things with you. Right? So that, for example, someone asks you, like somebody asked me like, oh, why'd your last relationship end? I may say something like, oh, we were incompatible. That's true. There's a lot more to it though. But I don't want to talk about all the extra details yet. I don't really know you. But as I get to know you, I'll reveal more about that situation.
Yeah, right? Because when I was younger, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that lady was talking about, she went through the guy's phone. Mm-hmm. But I did that when I was young, and I found out my guy was married, and I just flipped out. You know, because I just wasn't ready for that.
Right.
And most of the men I've dated were cheaters, I guess, because of impulsive behavior. And now that I'm older, I'm not like that. I mean, I don't even, you know, I just try to avoid all of it.
I feel you. Okay.
I've been asking God lately, should we just go it? Because I'm strong now. I mean, I was like, should we just stay alone, or should we, you know, try to get another life? That's a pretty big choice.
Right. But I got to move on, Tamika. I got other callers, love, but I do wish you the best, okay?
Well, I do like to watch your YouTubes, too. I think they're really cool. I love psychology.
I appreciate you, love. Keep watching. All right?
Well, maybe we can call you some more, huh?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, because we need to use wisdom.
All right, love. You take care.
Be blessed. Thank you.
Ani. Who said Tito's Thursday? It was Ani, wasn't she? That shit was hilarious. Okay, who we got next? Oh, hold on. Mute shorty. All right, Jen and kids, how you doing?
Good.
You said what?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. What can I do for you?
Well, my son recently suffered a traumatic brain injury on July 1st.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He's going through some emotional and mental issues. And I initiated contact with his dad, who he hasn't been in a relationship with for several years. Okay. And I'm just questioning what's going to happen with me and my son's relationship. I don't know if that's something that you do other than like romantic relationships, but I'm curious.
Oh yeah, I only do romantic relationships, love. It's kind of out of my wheelhouse, unfortunately. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Best luck to you though. All right, Steph.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm pretty good. And yourself?
Great, love. What can I do for you?
So I'm trying to get a little more clarity about figuring out if someone's conflict resolution tactics are something that I should be running from or giving grace to try to understand and figure out because we're newly dating.
Okay. All right. Tell me more about it. What's going on?
Okay. Try to make this quick and give a little context clues at the same time. We
Okay.
are short distance, Chicago and St. Louis. So we talk on the phone all the time. We were very intentional, I felt like, in the beginning with the conversations. And he has made it here to meet me, and we had a great weekend. Things went well. As time is going on, we would have been like at 2 months, I want to say today. I feel like when I bring up an issue, he kind of shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
And so this last time, not like we've had a lot, but this last time I said that this was feeling a little casual, and that blew him. Like, I get it. That hurt his feelings. I understand that. I took accountability for that. It was how he reacted to me saying that, which has me like, okay, we're not resolving the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a shut down type of person, and he didn't want to talk to me for the week about it. We're going on like the second week and still, in my opinion, haven't resolved the issue. We talked about it, or let's say we had a text war conversation about it on Saturday, and then he left it at that.
Okay.
And at the time when I gave that comment 2 weeks ago, he was like, oh, you seem kind of distant. I'm like, oh, I got a lot of things on my mind or whatever. He's like, you want to share? I'm like, not at this time. I hadn't processed my thoughts. I was just getting off vacation, and I did want to talk about where we were going in our relationship, but not that night. But he kind of kept picking at me about it, and that's what I came up with. But really, it was just like I wanted a little bit more intention behind, our journey, because I feel like, somebody in jail can talk to their person every day and still not be having progress. And I just don't know if this is like a straight up red flag and I need to jump ship because that's what I'm good for doing. Or is this something that people can kind of talk through and work through, because people have different conflict resolution tactics, and I get that.
Okay. So how old are you two?
He's 43 and I am 37.
And how did y'all meet?
Online dating.
Okay. And how long have y'all been together?
Not together, just dating. 2 months would have been today.
Okay, 2 months.
So May 30th.
Okay. How frequently do y'all see one another?
We've met once for a weekend, being short distance. So like our first month, we made it 1 month, and then he came to see me in St. Louis. And then I've been out of town a couple of weekends after that.
So y'all been together around each other once for a weekend?
Yes.
And you want a relationship?
No, I want more intentionality behind his efforts.
Okay.
It got to me, it felt like a little pen pal-ish. Like I could have a pen pal in jail.
Okay, what does more intentionality look like?
So just even with we may talk all the time. Yes, I get that he is consistent in that. I feel like because we're short distance, it looks like a little more pressure, in my opinion, that if we're trying to be intentional because we live in short distance, to me.
Why do you keep saying short distance?
More planned dates and thought about things, you know what I mean? It could be us just, deciding we're going to, play a game virtually together or something like that. Does that make sense? We just kind of just be talking all the time, and I get that, but it doesn't feel as quality time, if that makes sense.
How far apart are y'all? Like, how long would it take you to drive?
5 hours. So that's what makes it feel short to me.
Okay. Well, technically, it's a long distance relationship. Okay.
You think so? I'm a road warrior,
Absolutely,
so okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So 2 months, should one share a weekend? Have y'all talked about like meeting up again? Have y'all planned for that?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna go the week I got back from vacation, but it just kind of didn't work out. So now he's out on vacation, so it's gonna be way in August now at this point.
Okay. When you said it didn't work out, was it like something came up unplanned, or was it an issue that y'all had together?
Oh no, for me, I just couldn't get off with everything that I had on work because I was already gone like 9 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he had a planned vacation coming up this weekend, so he's gone.
Okay. So, had things going according to plan, like for the meetup that y'all had to cancel, who planned that? Like who took that initiative?
The original one or the second one? The second time.
The second one, the one that had to be canceled.
Okay. It was me because I felt like you came here, then I would come there.
Okay. Okay.
So it just didn't work out because I had already had like a 9-day vacation and I couldn't get off again the
Okay.
following weekend.
Gotcha. So, have you ever been in a long distance connection like this before, with dealing with someone who's over 2 hours away?
Yes, 10 plus years ago.
Okay. How did that work out? Or rather, what was that experience like?
It felt casual for me for a long time then too.
For what reason?
Probably because I wasn't that serious about him. Maybe I think at that time I was
Or
like 25 or something like that.
or you just don't like long distance.
I mean, it's not the best for sure. Yeah, I would agree. It's not my favorite, but I
Yeah.
do think it's doable at this age. Back then, it definitely wasn't. I didn't have to kind of, like couldn't afford to go as often. And that was like 8 hours. So that was way further.
Well, the reason why I say that is because this is kind of how long distance relationships work, right? They talk on the phone until they can see each other. You're basically saying talking on the phone for you ain't enough. But that's typically how people who are in long distance relationships connect. So it sounds like you have more of an issue with the long distance than you have with the actual person that you're seeing.
Okay. That's another perspective.
hmm Like if you told me that he wasn't making time for you, he wasn't being consistent on the phone, right? Those are typically the complaints people have with long distance. It's either like, oh, I missed the person too much, or there's an issue with moving, like neither party wants to move, so it doesn't work, or people just aren't talking as much. They're not being consistent on the phone. You're getting the part that people complain about. It's consistent with the phone, but it doesn't feel like you're in a relationship because you're not in his presence.
That's fair. I can take that.
hmm
That still doesn't resolve his conflict resolution into how he responded
Right.
to my
I'm
words.
giving it a bean with you. I forgot you even said that. All right, let's dive into that one. Okay, so conflict resolution. You did say that you brought something up, and how did he respond to that? He's kind of bypassed it. You said it was 2 weeks before y'all had the conversation 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, the initial conversation with me saying that it feels a little casual. And
Okay.
his response in that moment, well, I guess I need to show you different. And we got off the phone. Instantaneously, I said, oh, okay, he mad. So I caught that.
Okay.
And since then, it's been very dismissive
In what way?
to how it made me feel. That's okay that you're frustrated with what I said. I apologize. I understood, whatever. It's the reaction. So he shut me out for days.
But okay, so specifically, what does that look like? How did he shut you out for days? He didn't talk to you?
Correct. And
Okay.
he's very consistent. So that even his good morning text said enough to let me know that he was mad the next day. Somebody funny, you broke his spirit.
So what about his good morning text let you know that he was still feeling some type of way?
It normally be like, good morning, sweetheart, or something like that. It was like, GM, have a great day.
Okay.
Just his tactics, which, okay, that's fine. But then he went the rest of the day without communicating with me. No phone call at the end of the day.
Were you
nothing
waiting
of the sort.
were you waiting for him to initiate contact?
No, because I initiated.
Okay. So how did you initiate?
I'm the one that said good morning that morning.
Okay, gotcha. So he was responding to you.
Correct.
Okay. Have y'all talked about it since?
Last Saturday.
How did that discussion go?
That's how I found out he was really, truly hurt by it. And to me, I got that. I understood that. I'd apologize for it. It was a bad choice of words, but I wanted to articulate what I felt behind that. And I did. But there was no accountability on him shutting me out for a week.
Okay, so how did you bring that up?
I said the exact words I said to you. I'm like, okay, I understand that, but your reaction to it is what hurt me. You went silent and dark for a week. It was dismissed.
And what did he say?
It wasn't addressed at all. He skipped over it and brought it back to me about the words that I use and things like that, and how if he was being casual, he wouldn't be talking to me every day and opening up, and that he felt like a jerk for doing this, all that kind of stuff. It wasn't addressed on his end, period. He never reiterated the words to me that I said or clarified anything. It just was a literally shutdown.
Mm-hmm. Have y'all revisited the conversation since?
Nope.
And how long has it been since that last conversation?
We talked on Tuesday or no Monday, on Monday, but we didn't talk about that. I didn't bring it up because I didn't want to. He was in a car accident. Let me say that Monday morning. So we kind of talked about that pretty much on Monday and all of that going down.
Like a bad car accident? Was there any injuries or just a fender bender?
Well, he went to the hospital, so he got a few bruises, but he's okay. He's living.
Okay. All right. Okay. That is a problem if he goes that long without so it's a situation where things wouldn't have normalized unless like you proactively led the conversation and brought it up.
Correct. If I didn't come to the table and start the conversation, we wouldn't be having it.
Yeah. So conflict is going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. It's not your core issue though. Your core issue here is you don't like long distance. That's the real problem. It just happened to expose the issue on his end.
See, I work from home, so I think like the long distance can be resolved because I work from home. We just have to get to that level of.
No, the reason why he reacted that way is because he thought he was doing his job.
Okay.
Right? He's talking to you every day. He thought he was doing his job. That's why he reacted so big to this. Because he's like, what the hell else do you want? I'm calling you every day. I'm talking to you every day. We're long distance. Like, I can't come see you. Right? So that's why he had that big reaction. If you feel that strongly like you're missing something here, it's because you're in the wrong relational container. It sounds like you're not wired for long distance. You like the idea of it, but you don't like the experience of it. It don't sound like you're wired for it.
Okay.
Okay? So that's your real issue. Because even if he wasn't conflict avoidant, that still would be a big issue. And that would end the relationship because you would complain about it more. He would feel pressured. He would just leave it alone and go match with somebody else. So, but your issue revealed his issue, which is the conflict avoidance, which is an issue, right? Because you can't be with someone who, when there's conflict, they're just going to not take any ownership. The reason why I'm not like putting the label of low capacity on him yet is because it's really a gray area situation.
True.
Because from his perspective, he really ain't do shit wrong, right? And you make the argument that he really didn't do anything wrong. You're describing a preference, not like a black and white, you did something wrong type situation. But there is a possibility that he has lower capacity. Have y'all had any other conflict since y'all been dealing with one another?
Not to this extreme, but my words have called him up before, and I came to the table. Obviously, if I feel like I'm at fault, I'm gonna come to the table and talk about it, and we smooth those over within hours or days.
Okay, but that's something that was what you were at fault for. You said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the
So
context?
to me, just I mean, they're very small.
Okay.
One was what his name was programmed in my phone, like just really small
Okay.
things. But
Okay. What, his name was
I
programmed into your phone?
yeah,
What was his name?
Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
That was early on.
Yeah, I had to drop you love. Whoa, Ticketmaster. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
And
Okay.
so yeah, we worked through that and talked through that. But I do know that he's a shutdown type. He had a bad, like a month ago, he had a bad work week, and he was like distanced that whole week. Didn't pick up the phone and call me. And it was about work. He might have been texting her casually, but that still was a different MO from his usual, right? So
How did y'all even end? What app were y'all using to meet?
Facebook data.
Yeah,
Y'all so funny in the chat.
Facebook. What made y'all use Facebook dating? Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, this sounds like he's probably a low capacity person. This would have been exposed eventually. If he shut down that many times, there's high capacity, moderate capacity, low capacity. You can make high capacity work, you can make moderate capacity work, or there's a chance making it work. You can't make low capacity work. When people create space, if they're moderate capacity, when there's kind of like when they need to create space, the exceptions are like really big situations, okay, like death in the family, shit like that, right? But if there's like
Exactly.
increase in intimacy or like conflict, they'll normally return within 24 to 72 hours. That's a moderate capacity person. Anyone taking longer than that, low capacity. And people, the problem with dating apps is that is how a lot of low capacity people date. It's not to say that everyone up there is like that. No, there's quality people on dating apps too, but they are overwhelmed. They're drowned out by people like that, and they seek out these long-term relationships because they seem like there's less pressure.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah, that's the situation. Takeaway for you is you don't like long distance, so don't even try it no more. Unless it's under 2 hours, 2 hours or less, to where you can like, if you can just hop out of bed and go see the person. If you can't do that, I wouldn't even entertain it, cause that you need something like that. Okay. But yeah, this person is lower capacity, so I would probably go ahead and move on.
Fair enough. I appreciate it. This was helpful, insightful for sure.
Absolutely, love. I wish you the best. All right.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right, you take care. That was a good call. We got a few good calls tonight. Newer situations. What's your take on ghosting, then returning weeks later? Drop it. Go ahead and drop that. What you mean? Any form of ghosting, I'm cool on you. She low-key sounds like Maya. It's the laugh a little bit. She sounds like Maya. I could hear that. Cece, what is your process of choosing? Hello? Cece, are you choosing? Are you trying to be funny? You trolling me? What was your process of choosing people in the queue? Or am I looking at something different than what you're looking at? Maybe that's the case. I hope that's the case. What if you ghost because you're mad and upset and tired of talking? Ghost for how long? Personally, I ain't got the patience for it, but y'all do what y'all want. Don't come around here with that shit though. Toodles. I'm out of there. All right. Rub red. See if she comes up. I was the only one? Okay. I got you. I saw like 6 people on my end, but once I started trying to bring them up, I figured you didn't see anybody else. Okay, I don't think Real Bread is there. Who's next? Yo. All right. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi. Nice to see you.
Likewise, love. What's going on?
I had a question around is when somebody is going into like a break of isolation to like learn more about themselves to start dating again. I'm wondering like what are the things that what are like maybe the top two things you think women or like folks who are feminine should think about or ask themselves to kind of prepare themselves for going back to dating?
Um, it depends on the person, but I would say a good thing to focus on is clarity on what you're looking for and what your goals are. A lot of people who I talk to, their biggest issue is they're out of alignment. I was just talking to a client. I had the same conversation with a woman client and a male client yesterday. Both of them were in situations where they kind of wanted a relationship, kind of wanted marriage, but are very open to like friends with benefits and situationships. You kind of get what you orient yourself toward. So if you're orienting yourself toward something short term, you're probably going to get that. If you're orienting yourself towards a relationship, it's not saying it's going to be easy, but at least you know what you want and you're focused and you're headed towards it. It kind of controls how you make decisions, right? So getting in alignment with what you actually want is incredibly important, and not entertaining anything that distracts from that goal. Also, I would say a lot of people don't really have a strong sense of self. They don't know who they are. They never thought about it. So a good practice is to write down your values, just what's important to you, not in a relationship, but just in life in general. For example, I'm very family oriented. Health and fitness is important to me. Contribution is important to me. That's why I have this business. It's how I contribute, right? Personal development, that kind of stuff. Once you get clarity around your values, you build your life around that. Okay. And as you build your life around that and you make progress on living in alignment with those values, you'll start becoming proud of yourself. And that pride will allow you to validate yourself internally. Okay. And that when you're able to validate yourself internally, meaning you're not giving another person the responsibility you're not making them responsible for how you feel. Because you can validate yourself, you don't necessarily need their validation. Even if you do appreciate it, you'll be a much better person to be with.
Thank you. So like really developing that security, that self-security so that you're secure in a relationship and you're not looking for anything else because you have everything you need.
Exactly.
And that person just adding to it.
Yeah, the place you want to be is you desire connection, you want it, but you don't need it. Because you're in a place where like you enjoy your own presence, you enjoy your own solitude, but it would be nice and you do want that, right? That's when you know like you're positioned to have a better connection.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciated that. That was
No
very
problem.
succinct and grounding.
Absolutely, dear. Best of luck to you, all right?
Yes, sir. Peace.
All right. Such good questions tonight. Yeah, Lindsay, that's the one that knows Bobby. That's the one who knows Bobby. Who else do we got? Hello? Hello? Yo.
Hi, Hi, my friend. How are you?
Great. How are you, man?
Very well. How are you? How's it going? Thank you so much, man. I was keep listening to you for a while, actually. First of all, I'm from Dubai. Hi
Okay.
from Dubai.
Hello.
It's pretty early right now. It's 6:30 in the morning. I must say that I was really enjoying the session.
Uh-huh.
There are a couple of questions actually I have. I know, being an Arab, being, from the Middle East, a lot of people think of us, we're allowed to marry four being Muslims and how they can really see four women at the same time and all this. But I'm still early for me. I'm still young to go through that. I'm married to the woman for 20 years. I'm 40, so when I was very young. It was 22 months ago. That woman, she became completely paralyzed. So I've been taking care of her. I was sleeping with her, and we have beautiful children. We had a very successful life, and we have very great things that we have done. Because we Arabs, and when we live in a compound or in a community, we like all this community. Everyone is here they are like our own families. The thing is, she's completely paralyzed, and obviously she's Asia A categories, which is from neck to down. She cannot move. And I'm really looking forward. Been trying to find everywhere in the world for the cure. I was in Barcelona for a year. Unfortunately, her spine cord is in two pieces. There is no way that she can recover again.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I'm not giving up. I know there are questions like dating and relationships, probably for the people who are younger than me or younger generation. I'm not here to give an advice or anything. I have myself a question. I don't know what else to do. I'm still her strength. I was with her in ICU for 6 months because it's not just when she became paralyzed. The whole surgery, it was a complicated. It was an oral stroke. She was a great mother, and then we just had to go through the small procedure, and it became like nightmare for us.
Right.
And now, after 22 months, I don't have a marriage life, and I'm not thinking to commute to anyone or to find someone else. Still, I'm very loyal to my wife. I'm still finding a way to recover, to find her some sort of hope that I want to have in my. So my question is, do men like me resist, or should I resist, or should I give up? Because I don't want to do that. I was never going to do that. But somehow my family kind of telling me, you need to start, we're Muslim, you can marry four, but since you don't have a marriage life, you can go and find someone else to marry to complete half of yourself again. And obviously she's very supportive, even she's telling me to go marry someone, but I don't want that.
How long have you been in this situation?
22 months.
Okay. It's about 2 years.
Almost.
Okay. When did she start telling you to go marry someone else? This is your wife saying that, right?
Yeah. First year, she was not able to talk because she had a tracheostomy, and her respiratory system was really stopped. So that's the whole idea, to take her to Europe for a treatment and come back, and then it's almost like being 9 months we are at home, and when her mentality is still whatever you give her, whatever you are, still it does not. She's on a pain, and she sees what's happening. And I did not tell her that all the doctors told me, all the hospitals have been trying to communicate everyone. But she knows that there is no cure for that. She knows that there, and that's the reason. For the last 3-4 months, she's also keep telling me to find someone.
When she says that to you, what is her like emotional tone?
Obviously, she's in pain. Obviously, she don't want her side, but she sees, you know, being. See, here is the thing: if you're with a sick, if you're a caregiver for a sick person, you're gonna get sick as well. So I was trying to be strong. Yes, we do have beautiful kids. My eldest, she's 18, and my youngest 3 years old. So I have my own team to take care of her because that's what I'm making myself busy. You know, still I'm fighting to find a way to get her to the best facilities or somewhere, some little rehabilitation or some stem cells, whatever. But the thing is, here we don't,
Let me ask you this. If you were, hypothetically, let's say you were to get married to somebody else. You seem like you're pouring a lot of energy into your wife right now. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. So when you're not working and making money and spending time with your kids, you're devoting that energy to your wife, connecting with her, and also trying to find a cure, right?
Right.
Okay. If you got married to someone else, wouldn't you still do those same things?
Obviously.
Okay. Well, then you don't have the time or energy to be married to another woman.
Well, where I come, it's not about the energy. It's all about how you make yourself a place on that area. Still, honest, I haven't talked in her situation because out loud, but I do get some friends because I work in a hospitality though. You get I've got a very long list of friends. They do come over, say hi to her, and I kind of avoiding. I did avoid actually to go out to meet someone, to find someone, etc. Because we don't have that kind of lifestyle like as a family. But my whole point is right now, my children. If I'm gonna do this, it's not about the capabilities. There's always capabilities, but is this something gonna be for my children or for my? I don't know.
No, what I'm asking you, and there may be some cultural difference here that you can educate me on, right? But when I hear about your situation and I imagine myself in it, you clearly love this woman, right? This isn't a situation where it's like you go get married and you forget about her, right? That's obviously not going to happen, at least based on what you're telling me. So this seems like even if we were to hypothetically entertain it, there will be a capacity issue. Would you be able to even give the new wife what she would need? The time, the attention, the energy? Because all of that so far has been accounted for. You can't manifest new time. You can't manifest new energy. So you would have to take it from something else. So what would you take it from?
I think here's where the gap is. If I could make time for work, if I could make time for anything, I still can do. But where I would be, do you think I would be? I don't know if this. I feel like I'm gonna not just gonna destroy. Because my life, it doesn't seem like it's been destroyed, but somehow it is. I cannot work. I started to work after a year for 3 months, and then imagine within this 3 months, 3 times we don't have that kind of facility. Let's say I cannot rely on to somebody else. She fall down and she got broken her nail. So I don't have that strength to give. I don't think I would be able to give anyone in my life what I've been giving to her.
Right.
But still, man is a man, I still feel, I don't know. I don't feel like having someone in my life. But since it is a question right now, I don't know, should I take that call or not?
You mean, should you marry another woman or not?
Yeah.
I'm still asking you. You're thinking about it conceptually. What I'm asking you to do is to ground it. Okay? So that would be like, okay, I run this business right here. And someone's like, oh, you can go and just get another business. Hypothetically, I could start another business. Okay, now what does that mean? I spend all of my day working on this business. So what does it mean to take on another business? All of my time is already accounted for working on this business. So now I have to create time to work on the other business. And if all of my time is already accounted for working on this business, I will have to take time from this business to work on the other business, which means this business will suffer from lack of an investment of time and energy. You follow? So if your time and energy is already accounted for, based on you caring for your wife, taking care of your kids, and going to work, where is the new time and energy and resources coming from that you can pour into another woman? Unless you just mean you want to satisfy some sexual needs, which is a different conversation, right? I imagine when you say a wife, it's like, yeah, there are sexual needs being, handled, but there's other things too, like going on dates, learning about her, spending time with her. Okay, if all your time is already accounted for, where are you going to get that time to spend with another woman? You got to take it from something. So where are you going to take it from? That's all I'm asking you to do is like, does it even make sense? Could you even realistically marry another woman in this situation, given what you're currently working on? What you want to do is a different conversation. Yeah, you would like to have another woman. Okay, that's obvious. But is it realistic? Think in practical terms. That's what I'm asking you. I'm not asking you about what you desire. Let's just assume you did. How would you make that work?
To be honest with you, it's very tough and it's very difficult. And I don't think I would be ever gonna do that. But if I don't do that, I think I'm punishing myself.
You're still not answering my question, brother, because you're kind of, I don't know if it's like a language barrier or something, but it kind of is giving me the vibe you haven't really thought about this. You've been thinking about your desire, your potential desire for another woman, but not how she would practically fit into your life while you're still caring for your current wife. Which is why you're not able to communicate to me how you would be able to fit another woman into this situation.
I never went. I'm gonna give you, probably this is gonna be a little bit of. See, I never been through any. I haven't been to any psychiatrist or I never taken any kind of those, because I always thought that I saved that energy to fight for her. But now, if you would be in my place, for God's, I wish it's not. But what do you think? What's gonna be your call?
You're still not. I don't know if there's a misunderstanding here, but we have to start by getting clear on even if you have the capacity to have another woman in your life. You're talking about desires. I'm not talking about desires. I'm talking about, do you even have the capacity? Look at your calendar. Pretend like everything you do right now is on a calendar.
Yeah,
okay.
I understand.
Right.
So understand what you said.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna make sure you understood because you haven't answered my question yet.
Yeah,
where would you fit that woman in your count? Because you keep asking me what I would do. I don't want to talk about that. I want to get clarity. We'll talk about what I would do once I get clarity on how you would fit a new woman into your life based on what you're doing right now.
See where I come from. I'll tell you. It's not about the capacity.
Okay.
Right now, it's not about the capacity. Because if I can make time to go, if I can make time to do something once in a week or twice in a week, or I can go work I always gonna find some time for even for another woman. But it's not about the woman itself. It's more about, uh, you know, I know if someone gonna come in my life, I have to be ready for it. But I don't know if I would be ever ready for that. It's not about the capacity, or it's not about desire. It's more about what's the right thing to do right now. You got my point?
Sure, I got your point. So if you want to say what's the right thing to do,
A lot of people do tell me, bro, you need that. You have to. And a lot of
no? If you want to talk about right thing, what? Okay, you say you're Muslim, right?
Well, a couple of my families, let's say, even her.
Are you Muslim?
Yes.
Okay, so what does your faith tell you to do? Because isn't your marriage connected to your faith? So now we could just outsource the decision to your faith. So what does your faith tell you to do here?
I'm a fighter. I will still fight, and I will never gonna let, because deep down inside me tells me, yes, you do need another wife, but deep down inside me, if I would go 1 hour, if I would go 1 hour away, she will collapse.
Okay, so then stay with her. If you want to change the conversation to what's right here according to your faith is going to be whatever your holy book says. So if it says to stay with your wife, then you stay with your wife. That's simple.
Miss, I don't cheat my wife. Somebody wrote for, okay. You see, not all the Muslims are cheater. We are very loyal to someone who comes at our home and raise our brothers and sisters and raise our children. We give our life to that, and that's the biggest example is for me. I've seen a lot of people who are really giving up on their relationships as soon they first week of their situation, but I will never gonna do that, and I haven't done that.
Okay, no one's
sleeping with her, not sleeping.
Right, nobody's saying no one's.
Don't
look at the chat.
Say that
No, don't look at the chat.
Comments,
ignore the chat. You asked me what was the right thing to do. You're asking me a moral question. Morality is dictated according to your faith by your holy book. So if you want to take a morality frame on this, you just need to do whatever your holy book says in this situation. That's a simple answer. So if you were a Christian, right? If a Christian asked me the same question, he said, what should I do? What's the right thing to do? Okay, well, you got married under the pretense of your Christian faith, the Christian tenets, and the only out it gives you is cheating. So stay with her.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah. It's a very conflict, right? It's very conflict right now. But I wish nothing never happened to anyone. Especially not to the young couples.
Yeah, well, I definitely heart goes out to you, brother. I do hope that things get better. I know it's a tough situation. All right.
Okay, I have a small request. I see majority. That's the reason I come live in the early morning here, because a lot of people from different countries, the timings are different. So probably I'm still looking for a cure. If anyone actually from watching us or seeing us, if you know any research center, if you know any doctors, if you know any neurologists, if you know anyone, my wife, she has spinal cord injury with the ASIA. We're still looking for medical trials. We're still looking for some hopes. I've been trying for so many years. I've been trying for so many months. Even in the U.S., a lot of people keep telling me to bring her, but the thing is, bringing her is not as easy as long as we see that there is a very accurate confirmation, acceptance for her situation as being done. I know probably someone gonna come to me and gonna say, hey, Neuralink is available in the US. I did try it with the Neuralink, which is a chip, can be installed in skull for bring. Uh, Unfortunately, Noor was not qualified for that. They did all the tests over here. So I'm still looking for another hope. If anyone in there in US or anywhere, you find some research centers or some hospitals or some doctors that you know them, please let me know.
All right, brother. Wishing you the best. All right.
Thank you, man.
All right. Take care. All right. That's a tough situation. What would y'all do? What would y'all do in that situation? Tough, tough, tough. I wish he answered my fucking question, though. I do wish he answered it. Because I approached it in a very good way, if I do say so myself. But he wouldn't answer the fucking question. I'm like, bro, that's... Because if you don't have the room for it, there's no point in even thinking about it. How did he answer it indirectly? I want to see you really find those 1 to 2 days a week. It's easy to say 1 or 2 days a week, but when it's actually time to find those 1 or 2 days a week, what did your uncle do, Diamond? He said he would be too focused on his wife. Yeah. So I didn't know what we were talking about then. Because I'm like, okay. So I asked him, even if you were to take on another wife, like how much time are you spending with your wife currently? A lot of time, it sounds like. Okay. So even if you took on another wife, if you still live your life the same way you're living it right now, what's the point? What is the point? You can't spend time with the other woman. I don't know nothing about their faith, so that's why I was asking him a question. So maybe there is a cultural loophole, but I don't know nothing about that. All right, and then that's when we get tired of it eventually. Yeah, I can see a woman coming into that situation being like, well, you're just attending to her all the time and spending time with your kids. Now, if it's a situation from a cultural perspective where it's like you just literally marry someone, y'all aren't going on any kind of dates, y'all aren't getting to know each other, you just look outside, hey, and you grab one and y'all get married and she's just around and you barely even got to talk to her, I guess. But if there's any kind of intimacy that's needed, you're not in the place to give it. What do you mean, why not? Did you come in late in the conversation? Because his wife's spine is in two and he's taking care of her all day. It's not a tough one, though. I need y'all to hear. I don't think y'all understand me. It's a tough situation emotionally, his situation, yes. The question he was asking was not a tough one at all. It would be a tough one if he had a lot of time to deal with someone else. If he could actually make that work. Now it's tough. Now it would be tough. Because it's like, oh, you actually could go out there and marry someone else and go on dates with her and build a connection with her. You literally could do that. Now we're in a sticky situation. He can't do that because he's taking care of his wife, going to work, and he got kids. He ain't got the room for her. So it's not even worth thinking about because you couldn't even pull it off to begin with. I think the expectation is that the second wife would help with the kids or the housework. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, if it was literally you see a woman on the street and you're like, I want you, Susie, I choose you. Let's get married. And she's like, well, I gotta agree. And then y'all get married and she's just around in the house. That's the only way I see that working. If that's not the culture, then I don't see it working. So it's like, what are we even talking about now? You know what I mean? That's why I use the like business analogy. Could I start a new business right now? Sure, but this one would suffer because I would have to take time from this one to start a business. So in that analogy, I'm wasting my time thinking about what other business would I start? Why would I think about that if I couldn't practically make it work? But yeah, that's a tough situation though. Be tough for anybody, man or woman. What do you think about feeling a spark when dating? Is it necessary? You got to just make sure you're not conflating a spark with anxiety. A lot of people do. This is why when you date someone who's more healthy, more psychologically healthy, they get the label of boring because they're not creating anxiety. But then when you follow people who create anxiety, they tend to be emotionally unavailable. And then you complain about how your person was avoidant, right? Yeah, you chose that because you're following that spark, which is just anxiety. You need to talk to God about what is the right thing to do, not another human being. I don't disagree with that, actually. I don't disagree with that. That's what I would do. I certainly would. I wouldn't have came up here. God, help. That's what I would do in that situation if it was me. But I get it, though. But I get it. That's a big, that's a rough one, man. That's a rough one. Mm. I'll reply to your DM. Okay. I'll read it when I get off. Most men would get another wife. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I would say it depends on the age. 30 or 40-year-old or 50-year-old. Probably out of there. Probably out of there. I think most people would, man. It's rough. It's rough. Imagine like your man, your lady, and your favorite thing about your man is his sense of humor, but then he has like a traumatic brain injury, and then he loses his sense of humor. And he was kind of chopped, so the only thing you really liked was his sense of humor. It's like, yeah, he's not the best looking, but my man is funny. I have a good time, and he loses that shit. What you doing? Hmm? What you doing? Those one of those situations you can't even judge it unless you in it. I'm gonna keep it a full bean. Unless you in it, you can't judge it because you don't know what you do if you were in it. You know what you hypothetically would do. You don't know what you actually would do unless you were in that situation. You just don't know. It's easy to answer a hypothetical question. Let that shit really happen and years start flying by. Is when people try to take the moral high ground. It's the right thing to do. Man, yeah, it is. It 100% is. Noble person to do it. I don't believe most people, though. Personally, I don't believe most people. Don't believe them. You ever think about that? Most people can't even stick to a diet. I'm going to do Atkins. I'm going to do keto. Hypothetically, you're going to do keto. Week 3, you eating a biscuit. Week 3, you eating a biscuit. What happened? What happened? I'm just saying. You don't know what you would do for real until you're in that situation. It reminds me of the biblically, right? Didn't like Jesus tell what's my man's name? What's his name? Simon or Peter? Like, you would deny me 3 times? I ain't denying you, Lord. Then the boys came. Ain't you with Jesus? Hell no. Who? Jesus. I ain't never heard of him. I've never heard of him. That's why I love the Bible, because it tells you about human nature. My favorite thing about the Bible, it tells you about human nature. That's like y'all are being Peter right now. And that was Jesus. That was God. Y'all talking about a spouse. That was God. And he was like, "No, baby, no, I'm it's you. It's you." As soon as they came, who? I ain't even from around here, bro. I was about to ask y'all for directions. I certainly don't know anybody here. This is why you gotta have discernment. Gotta have wisdom, because people will fool you by the shit they say. That's why I go to that book. I'm like, all right, I know I can really understand people if I look at this book, because human nature don't change. That shit stays exactly the same. No matter what kind of technology we have, human nature is human nature. And from what I read in the book, people will say just about anything. But you put them in that situation, shit change up real quick. So then nobody has integrity? Not necessarily. No, I said Peter. What I'm saying is you don't know. The implication is you could do the right thing. You just don't know till you're in that situation. That's what I'm saying. Why would a guy pursue you, then says he wants casual later on, then end things due to age? Whoa, there's a lot going on. Let me reread that. Why would a guy pursue you, then says he wants casual later on, then end things due to age? Question. When he ended things due to age, was it after y'all slept together? Was it after him tapping that ass? Because if it was, it's as simple as he just wanted to sleep with you and it happened. Now he needs a reason to justify leaving. I'm glad you clarified that, Sakina. Yeah, the guy's wife told him to remarry. I've heard that a lot from people. And big ups to her, too. Shout out to his wife. I'm not telling him to leave his wife, obviously. But I've heard both men and women who are in situations do that. They'll encourage you to find somebody else because they're thinking of you in this situation. And they know how tough it is for you. That's a big thing. You're like, I know you're suffering with this decision, so I'm going to make it for you. You got my blessing. Yeah, some good questions tonight, though. Good questions. I've still yet to be stumped. I've been stumped. How many times, mods, would y'all say, with the questions I've been asked? I thought he was going to stump me, but we figured it out. Figured it out. What's up, Molly? Molly, I'm coming out to LA next month. Where are you going to be at? think he's concerned about what his kids would think. Yeah. We never slept together, but we went on a first date. The chemistry was there, and we continued talking. Okay, cool. Has he tried to sleep with you? Molly, I'm not coming to LA next month. I just want to see how you were going to respond. So now I will plan a trip. But yeah, did he try to sleep with you? But I will let you know when I'm out there. I gotta go visit CC, CJ. CJ's falling on tough times. Gotta pray for him. I don't know if you've heard, Molly, but the other day CJ dropped the N-word outside, and a couple of black people got mad at him because they thought he was Mexican. And he had to prove that he was indeed African American. Quite hilarious, if you ask me. Quite hilarious. I laughed and laughed. He definitely looks Hispanic. He also hangs out with a lot of Hispanic people. So he's surrounded by Hispanic people. But he's black, but with Hispanic features. And that shit, he was, whoa, hold on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. He had to do that. He had to sing the happy birthday song to prove that he had black genetics. High IQ move, if you ask me. High IQ move, if you ask me. Huh? I wouldn't have thought of that. I certainly wouldn't have thought of doing that. I would have been like, how do I prove to these people that I'm black right now? He fast on his feet, baby. That's CJ. C Jizzle. That's what I call him. So he got out of it. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Mm-hmm. No, he didn't. He was respectful. He wasn't touchy. He didn't make no weird comments. Okay, well, this is a doozy. How old are you two? And how many times did y'all see each other? Ethan, did you leave a comment? I didn't seen it. It might be blocked by the filter. But he said respond to dudes. All right, watch yourself. Drop your comment again. I'll see if I can get to it. Yeah, Sakina, that's why you got to stop disappearing. What's going on with you? I'm 23, he's 30. We talked for a month. But how many times did y'all see each other in person? And how did y'all meet? Been putting your advice to practice. Now I'm back. How's it been working out for you? Is seeing each other in person that important? Yes, absolutely. He's not my coworker. Don't answer anybody else in the chat's questions. I need you to answer mine. I have a very short attention span. You're losing it, love. You're losing it. So you're 23 and he's 30. How did y'all meet? How many times have y'all seen one another? Ethan, your comment must be getting filtered by the chat. Because I see you asking me, do I see it? But I don't see you say anything else. So you must be using a word in your comment that's causing the AI to capture it and not show it to me. Got triggered crazier than a motherfucker. Finally accepted I'm still stage 2, not 3. We gonna get you there. We're gonna get you there. Don't you worry. Keeping options to date after you break up immediately is cheating. Well, it's not cheating, but certainly dishonorable. I don't know why people keep. Well, I know why people keep options around, but I like to cook from scratch. You feel me? I don't like leftovers. I want to cook from scratch. Put that shit down. Get that dough out. You feel me? That's how I do it. We doing the mob pod tonight or nah? Question for Danny. Question for Danito. I'm down. He's already blocked. Best way to deal with a troll is to deprive them of exactly what they're looking for, which is attention. So you'll notice certain people who troll, I just block them. I don't even acknowledge their presence. They hate that. Their mommy and daddy didn't love them. So you just don't give them what they're looking for. All right. Any other questions? I don't think Shorty was responding anymore. If there's no other questions, I'll dip out. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Problem, love partner, sleep and wake up thinking to themselves, think they want to break up and cheat. Nah, Lavish, I don't see your question either. Also, if y'all want a 1-hour coaching call where you get clarity over your situation and a step-by-step action plan so you know exactly what to do next, you want to purchase that, DM me the word coach. I emphasize purchase because somebody DM me today and I sent Shorty the link and she was like, is this free? Shit happens like once or twice a week. It's a litmus test. It's an IQ test. Let's say it was free. How could I possibly talk to that many people? I just think about it for half a second. You think I'm just giving free hour-long phone calls out? One, why would I do that? Like, come on. Come on, use your noodle. Use your noodle. Yeah, Ethan. Apologies, brother. I don't answer questions in DMs. So DMs are for sales only. Only DM me if you want to book a coaching call. Because all I'm going to do is send you that link. But you can call in. Yeah, it's probably filtering you out, Lavish, because I don't see your comment either. I don't know what y'all are saying, but the mods have set the filters based on past experiences. All these questions lost in the ether? Right. Right. All right, people. Well, I'm going to get out of here. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day. I'll be live again tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Would love to see you. And also 9 p.m. Eastern time. Again, if you want coaching, DM me the word coach. I'll send you a link to to purchase. I'm stop saying book. Maybe that's why people are confused. Purchase your coaching call. If you want to watch the replays of these lives, I stream them on YouTube. Link in bio. It's at The Signal Dating. Appreciate the mods. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care.